Hey guys, Buffalo Gaming back, bringing you another video today for our Blueprint series, and today we're going to be covering the Blueprint diecast, which is unlocked in the battle stream. So I'll show you what level it's unlocked, we'll go over the attachments for it, and then jump into some gameplay with this weapon. So let's go ahead and back out and get right into it. So here we have the final design for the Blueprint diecast for the M13. Now it looks very similar to the short stuff Blueprint, which we'll cover here, but first off, how do you unlock this? So again, this is unlocked through the battle pass on tier, it's back over here. So tier 59, and you can see here is the reward for it. If we go in, you have the Monolithic Suppressor, the Tempest mini barrel, the M13 skeleton stock, which changes it to more of a pistol stabilized brace similar to the MP5, and then the underbarrel attachment for the Commando foregrip. Then we have some cosmetic changes, which are very similar to the same weapon for the short stuff, and then what we use for Clean House in that single player's weapon that's used in that series that I covered, the Clean House M13. So let's go ahead now, back out, go back to our custom lobby, and I'll show you the attachments, and we'll look at the differences between these weapons. So first off, if I go to the armory for the M13s, we can see the diecast, and then if we compare it to the short stuff, it's very similar to the same, basically the same weapon. The finish is a little bit cleaner, clean and black finish, versus the short stuff is a little bit more dusty and dirty looking for a black finish. You have the same type of tape, so you see on the short stuff we have the brown tape, so it's just basically flip-flop. We have a little bit of a copper finish here on the diecast with the black electrical tape on the bottom of the magazine, as well as on the handguard, and some, instead of the brown rubber band that we have here, we have the black rubber band, and then a little bit of a copper finish there on the muzzle where the monolithic suppressor is connecting, and on some other sides of the weapon. So overall, that's really it. We have, like I said, the copper finish, and you have a decal on the weapon there. So let's go ahead and back out and take a look at this weapon as it comes with the blueprint. So this is the final design. Pretty clean looking. You're only using 4 weapon attachments on this so far, so you can go ahead and throw on a 5th wherever you want it. First off, we have the Monolithic Suppressor for the sound suppression and damage at range. The cons being ADS speed and aim walking steadiness. Then we have the Tempest mini barrel, which again is that short 8.9 inch about barrel attachment here. So it's the shortest one you get on the M13, is going to assist with your ADS speed and movement speed. The con being bullet velocity as well as recoil control. Skipping out on the laser as well as the optics. Now the skeleton stock again giving you a different cosmetic change to the skeleton stock, making it the same as the MP5. So it's that adjustable butt stock there. The pros being the aim walking movement speed as well as the aim down sight speed, and the cons being aiming stability. And then the only other attachment on the blueprint is the underbarrel, so it's utilizing the Commando foregrip, which is going to assist with recoil stabilization and aiming stability, and the con being movement speed. So again, as we covered in our other series for the M13, I'll link those videos down below for the Clean House M13. You can make this if you don't have the short stuff blueprint that was purchased, I believe, in Season 1 to make the same weapon that was used in the Clean House mission. You can utilize this weapon here. So the only difference would be that you'd want to throw on a tactical suppressor as well as a operator reflex sight, and then basically you have the same exact thing minus you swap out the Commando foregrip for a laser attachment, I believe. So I'll link those videos down below if that's something you guys wanted to look at and see how to build that. Now if we go back and deselect this, so this is what it comes with. Now again, cosmetic changes, we have a copper finish to the fire selector switch, magazine ejector on the attachment that attaches to the monolithic suppressor. Little copper finish there on the left-hand side as well. And then obviously where the cartridges are ejected there for the upper receiver. And then that's really it. We have the decal on the left-hand side of the weapon. You can see the magazine is a little bit very similar to what was used in the short stuff, a little bit cleaner. And we have the black tape on the bottom versus the brown tape. You have black electrical tape on the handguard as well as black rubber band versus the brown rubber band. So it's essentially the same weapon, just slightly modified, so you can still make the same M13 from this. So you can also build this into we talked about the MCX Rattler. At base, the M13 is a Virtus, so you can, with this particular handguard we covered, and I'll link the Rattler video below. The handguard here that we see attached to this M13 is the same as the Rattler, very similarly. So I covered that in the videos. Go ahead and check those out if you're interested in how to convert this into a Rattler using this diecast blueprint unlocked in level 58, I believe it was, in the battle stream. So let's go ahead now, jump in game, and we'll see how this thing handles in game against bots and check out the recoil. Okay, now that we're in game with our diecast blueprint, let's really quick check out the recoil. So if I just let this rip without controlling it, see we're going straight up, right, and then kind of correcting up again. So if I control the recoil, so you can see they're pretty tight, a little bit of bounce. You may want to replace the Commando foregrip with a Ranger foregrip to better control the recoil on this weapon. You can see there, it handles overall pretty well. The one thing I noticed playing with this online is that it is, again, the M13 is just very weak compared to other assault rifles, even versus an M13. So I find myself online getting into a lot of engagements where I'm going to drop shots on target first, but still lose that firefight due to the fact that this is just an overall a weak weapon. So again, it still needs, I know it got buffs a little bit a couple weeks ago with one of the patches, but I think it still needs a little bit more buff to the weapon if it's going to be competitive with the likes of like an M4, MP5, or even a Kilo 141. I still wouldn't pick this over any of those weapons if I were really trying to be competitive online. But if you're trying to just have a little bit of fun, use something different, I think this is definitely a good option. But again, using this online, I found myself almost in 90% of engagements where you come face to face with an enemy and you get shots on him before he shoots at you, you're still going to lose that firefight, it seems, just with the amount of weapons that everyone uses in game. So you can see right there, just the fact, even though we're against bots, those are at least 3 headshots, shoulder and headshots, so upper torso to head range, and still didn't get the kill. So definitely very weak. Some of the problems with this weapon is this blueprint is trying to mitigate for that with a monolithic suppressor. But I would still, this would handle better if you had a longer barrel on it. Also, you can see here the iron sights on this weapon are just, I'm not a big fan, just with the way this, the recoil pattern is on this. Even though the recoil isn't heavy, the iron sights, for some reason, it's just very hard to keep shots on target. So I'd recommend using, like we talked about, the operator sight that we use with the clean house mission. And that'll help you get shots on target a little bit better, or you can even swap out with a Ranger foregrip for the Commando foregrip to help control that recoil a little bit better. And I think that would make this a little bit more viable. So you see right there, like we landed at least 5 shots there. Granted, we're at range, but still, we would have assumed that would kill anybody with basically any other gun, right? So that's about 5 to 6 shot kill right there. So it's still very weak, not as powerful as I would like to see it, but it is a little fun to use on different occasions for sure. So like I said, you're going to lose a lot of gunfights, but it's still not a horrible option to use. Now, again, I talked about the short stuff blueprint is what was used by Kyle Garrett in the Clean House mission. So we covered that. I'll link all that below. So if you didn't purchase that in Season 1, because it was a purchasable item in store. So if you didn't purchase that, this is definitely a good secondary option. Because it's essentially, as we just looked at, the same blueprint. Turning it into the same gun, just throw an operative foregrip and some of the attachments I go over in that video, and you have the same thing. Whoop. So you can see right there, we didn't kill that second guy. Let's try it again. Where are we getting shot from? The back. Okay. So again, the M13, if you weren't aware, in real life is an MCX Virtus. And with some of the other conversions we went over, you can make a MCX Virtus SBR, a short barrel rifle. And then with the handguard attachment on this weapon, as well as the short stuff blueprint, turns it more into a MCX Rattler. Whoop. So that has the Rattler in real life has a 5.5 inch barrel. It's hard to tell how long the shortest barrel is, the Tempest Mini. It's either going to be around an 8 or even lower, so it doesn't specify. In real life, the Rattler has a 5.5 inch barrel on it, and the handguard is unique to the Rattler, is what we see here with this blueprint, as well as the short stuff blueprint. So again, I'll link all those videos down below if you're curious about that. I go into much more depth on the attachments, the weapons in real life, and how to create those. So go ahead and check those out if you're interested.
Enemy at the shots.
Also, the Monolithic Suppressor, just trying to keep damage at range is good, but you are hurting your ADS speed a little bit here, so I would also recommend, oh my god, possibly using the lightweight suppressor so you're not taking an ADS hit. And if you really wanted to make this a little more competitive, like I said, you would do something like you could even do like a compensator and a Ranger foregrip to make it that much better. Where'd this person go? There was definitely two here. Oh, there they are. Little pre-fire. So let me know what you guys think of this blueprint. Again, it's very similar to the short scope blueprint. Essentially the same thing, just with a little bit of different cosmetic changes here. Nothing major. But let me know what you guys think of this. This is a good option if you weren't able to purchase the short scope blueprint in Season 1. Oh my god. Also, be sure to check out some of the Warzone videos. We covered the Berliner for the Kilo 141 blueprint that was unlocked with a unique Warzone challenge that everybody should be able to unlock relatively easily. So I go over that in yesterday's video. Go ahead and check that out if you're interested. I think that one is actually a much better weapon than this. The Kilo obviously handles much better than the M13, and the damage is a little bit better with that weapon as well.
Coming actual. Requesting fire.
Oh. We got our Glock 21 in our holster here. I'll go ahead and link the Glock videos down below too. So let me know what you guys think of Season 2 so far. What weapon conversions you want to see coming forward. Any different attachments for weapons, blueprints, things like that. I know I got to do a little bit more videos on those coming up here on the channel. So go ahead and leave your comments down below. Also, let me know what you guys think of Warzone. Are you enjoying Warzone at all? Have you played that? Whoa. There we go. One guy there. So you can see again, we were at a decent range there. It's still about a 5 or 6 shot kill, it seemed like, with that. Even though we were full auto, we hit about 5 or 6 shots. So compare that to like an M4 and an MP5, it's still much weaker. But again, oh.
We have a gunship ready to deploy.
Let me know what you guys think down below. Also, be sure to subscribe and like to the channel if you're enjoying the content. Helps out small channels like myself quite a bit. Also, we have links to the social media down below for Facebook, or not Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as a Discord link. So if you're interested in checking out the Discord, go ahead and subscribe and check that out. You can go ahead and jump into the Discord and join the community there. Definitely will be doing more play events with subscribers for Warzone and even multiplayer as well. I got to make a regiment also, which I've been putting off. I know one of you made me a regiment. So if you're watching this video, I tried to go back and find that comment, and it's buried somewhere. So if you made me a regiment, go ahead and let me know down below. Because if you already made me one, I'd like to just take that over if you don't mind. So let me know down below. I know you sent me that message a while back, and I can't find it for some reason. So be doing that. But again, this is the diecast blueprint unlocked on the Battle Pass, level 58 on the Battle Pass. For the M13, turning it into the MCX Rattler, or even the MCX Virtus SBR, but with a handguard. I call it the Rattler in one of my conversion videos. So again, I'll link all those down below. This is Buff Nerd Gaming with the diecast, and until next time, Buff Nerd Gaming out.